What is up, everybody? SSB Peridot here, back with another video game garage sale finds video. Now this week I didn't get anything too spectacular. I went to a community garage sale, and there were about 30 sales there, and that's actually no, there were more than 30 sales. There was about 50 or 60, but unfortunately I had I worked really late last night. I worked a 10-hour shift last night. And I did not feel like going out for too long, so I was practically asleep by the time I was done with everything. But anyways, I did find a nice Xbox bundle, which out here where I live, or at least in my area, I haven't really found anything. Uh, I haven't found an original Xbox like bundle in forever. Like I found a few games here and there, but not a bundle. I'll get into that later. Uh, but I have a few other finds I want to talk about first. Nothing spectacular. The first find that I scored, I got two Wii games. They were at a garage sale. Had a bunch of Disney games. He had like cars and like a Guitar Hero game, but he was selling them for $1 a piece. So I picked out the two that I thought would be the coolest. Well, not the coolest, just I don't know, the hardest to find or whatever. We got Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two. I've actually heard that this isn't as good as the first one. I've heard that this actually got a little bit worse reviews, like it was considered bad by a lot compared to the first one. But it is complete and it is in nice condition. The other one is the only other one that looked interesting to me. They were all other like kids games, but I've actually heard good things about this from collectors. Toy Story Mania, and this is also complete. They're both complete, and surprisingly, the discs are in good condition. I'm sure he had a few more games, but he didn't want to part with them. These were just the games that the little kid didn't play. And then at this next sale, I found one PlayStation 1 game. Weirdly enough, that's a habit out where I hunt. People just have one or two video games that just magically appear. I don't know how they get video games like any other way. Like I don't know how they got them, that one single game. But and they said they didn't have any other video game related stuff. They might have been lying, but I don't know. But for 50 cents, I had Patriotic Pinball. It was complete. Disc was in great condition, and PlayStation 1 is one of my favorite consoles, so figured why not add it to the collection, and got it actually for my mom. She actually enjoys pinball games quite a bit. Like she played the one on the computer, that space-themed one. I don't remember what it's called, but everyone played that. But it's a really fun genre. I love pinball games, so it's a decent thing to add to my collection. But it's such an oddball title. Like apparently, it's like basically just like America, but in pinball form. So that is strange, but can't complain for 50 cents. It's only a $5 game, but again, 50 cents. Okay, now on to the Xbox bundle. Now this guy, there were two separate sailors at this sale. One was an older lady, and she had a few Xbox 360 and Wii games out for sale. The only Xbox 360 game that interested me was Call of Duty Black Ops 2, since I know that resells for about 10-15 bucks, but she wanted 15 for it, so I was like, no. And there wasn't anything else. There was a Modern Warfare for the Wii, and then Project One Runway sealed for the Wii. So I didn't bother picking up those, but I asked about anything older, and the guy actually said, "Oh, I have a bunch of old Xbox games." And I was like, "Okay, all right. Maybe there'll be a Jurassic Park Operation Genesis in there." Sadly, I was mistaken. But he did finally. It took him 10 minutes. He looked everywhere, but the last place he was going to look, he found it. So I was lucky with that. And that it was a box, and it was 90% racing and sports titles. And it's whatever. I left the two sports titles that he had, but I bought everything else. The two sports titles didn't even have their manuals, so I was like, whatever. But I got everything else because I figured why not just add it to the collection. Some of the stuff is actually pretty uncommon, and is actually worth a little bit of money for Xbox games. Oddly enough, because I know Xbox games don't really sell for much. and they were actually all just $1 a piece, so I figured just why not and get them all. Unfortunately, the best game he had, well, not the best game, one of the best games, the one I wanted the most, was a copy of Doom 3 Collector's Edition, and he did not have the disc for that. So I was upset, but he seemed really eager to sell me both the system, the system. He said it's probably in the system, so he told me that he was going to give me a call, and if he found the system, that he would sell it to me for like $5-10, and I actually don't own an original Xbox right now. Like, I play all my Xbox games on the Xbox 360, because pretty much all the ones I have are backward compatible. So, moving on to the games I found. Like I said, 90% were racing titles, but they were all complete and in pretty decent condition. We got Forza Motorsports, the first one ever, and the only one on the original Xbox. I believe like 1 through 7 is on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Corvette, Pulse Racer, one of the only, I guess it could be considered a racing title. Aggressive Inline. It is a skateboarding title, and it's in one of these cheap Blockbuster cases. So, like, the manual I had to put in the back. It's that right there, because it was squished up, and I was like, I would rather put it in the back. But now moving on to a few good games. The only fighting game he had, which was Tao Fang, Fist of the Lotus. I said it was from the co-creator of Mortal Kombat, so I figured it'd be worth something. You know, maybe a rare game, but it was only worth $5. But it was complete and in perfect shape. Alright, now we're getting on to the 3 best games of the lot. Alright, first we have a Sega game. It's a dual pack. It's Sega GT 2002. And, you know, it's a racing title, but it is comboed with Jet Set Radio Future. And as you can see, it has the dual pack and then both the manuals. And I'm really pumped for this because I have always wanted to play a Jet Set Radio game, and now I can play it. I don't know if it's good or anything like that because the game isn't worth as much as the other Jet Set Radio games, so I'm not sure if it got worse reviews or whatever. Alright, now, best 2 games, both racing games, but they're both pretty decent and expensive. We got Need for Speed Underground 2, complete. Apparently, that is the Xbox version is more expensive than the GameCube version, which is weird. You know, if there's a title on both the GameCube and the Xbox, GameCube is considered more valuable and expensive, but oddly enough, that is actually worth a little bit more. And then the best game, Outrun 2, another Sega racing title. Now, it sucks that he actually didn't have the sequel to this because I actually learned that the sequel is $80 online, which is crazy. Like, for a racing title, like that's crazy to me. But then he asked if I was interested in any PlayStation stuff, and I was like, I was hoping that he had PlayStation 2 stuff, but it was PlayStation 3. But he did have some decent games. He came out, and again, he was only asking $1 a piece, so you can't go wrong with that. Picked 2 out. The only game that didn't have the manual out of everything that I picked up was Unreal Tournament 3. Or, I don't know, I think it's just Unreal Tournament. Oh no, it's Unreal Tournament 3. I just looked on the back and GameStop had a sticker on it. It looked like he got 90% of the stuff from from GameStop or Blockbuster. And then the best PlayStation 3 title, a title that I've been wanting to play forever, ever since the new one came out for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. We got Fallout 3, and it's got ugly GameStop stickers on the front. Oh, the disc was out, but the disc is in perfect shape. Looks like the case is broken a little bit, which is why it's like falling out. Let me get this out real quick. Yeah, one of the 3 little like nudges on it is broken off, but whatever. You know, it's complete. I'll probably switch this case out actually for the Unreal Tournaments one. But yeah, that is complete. And that is it, everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Good news is I actually got my driver's license, which is awesome. But the thing is, I don't have my own car. I have to take out other cars. I have to borrow either my sister's or my mom's car, depending on who's going to work that day or whatever. And unfortunately, it's looking like I won't be able to use that car since my mom started working again. As my sister works. Unfortunately, I probably won't be able to do any more garage sailing in the future. In fact, I'm probably going to save up my money for a car so that I can go garage sailing. Because once I have my own car, I will be able to upload weekly and hit 3 times the amount of sales that I usually get. Oh, and actually, you know what? I almost forgot. I got this little 2DS case at a garage sale for $2. It is a Super Mario themed case. There were no games in it, unfortunately. But I thought it was pretty cool. You know, can't go wrong with carrying cases for any system, especially if it's a Mario title. There were no games in it, unfortunately, but what can you do? But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and take care.